Hey guys, how's it going? I've got, as you can see, a little bit of a change of scenery today. I'm up in my home state of Washington. I'm actually helping my mom install a new floor in her house. Now, this is another Positive Metal Outlook video, but before we start, I want to show you guys this. I forgot I had this. I had this up here. Look at this thing. This is my old Rogue double neck guitar. 12 string on top, 6 string on the bottom. Of course, I don't have any of my equipment here, but hopefully I can do a review of this at some point in the future. Anyway, so it was too cool to not share with you guys. Okay guys, so in this Positive Metal Outlook video, I want to share with you guys a technique that I use to not worry about some major thing coming up, or anything that you're worried about. You can really use this technique just to stop worrying about it. And it's basically a two-part technique. I think the first one is pretty obvious, but the second one is maybe not so obvious, and it's really, really key. So make sure you listen to both parts here. Okay, so now the example that I'm going to use for this, some of you may know I've been working on getting a pilot's license lately. I've been going through the pilot training, flight training, and so forth. It's funny, as I say that, there's a jet flying over right now. Okay, anyway, so back to my example here. So I've been going through the flight training, and recently I had a really important test that I had to do. And this is a test, it's a practical test of the skills I've been learning during the flight training. And, if I mess it up, it's kind of a big deal. It'll set me back a lot. It's also sort of an expensive test to take, and you don't get the money back if you fail it, right? So, it was something that I really was, anxious about, right? Because there was a lot of stuff riding on it. So anytime you have a situation like that, some big thing coming up that you're worried about, here's what you can do to avoid worrying about it. So like I said, two-step process. So the first one is obviously to be as prepared as possible for whatever it is that's coming up. Now, in a situation like this, right, I can be prepared by studying for it or practicing. This is, of course, totally applicable to music stuff. Let's say you're getting ready for an audition, or maybe you're going to go in, you've got some recording time booked, right? And you need to be prepared going in so you're not going to waste time in the studio. So preparation is the number one way to avoid worrying about something coming up. If you are prepared and you're confident that you can go in and just do a great job of it, and you have that feeling where it's like, well, I'm not sure how it's going to go, but I know that there's nothing else I could have done to be ready for it, right? That's a great feeling to have going into something. And of course, I'm sure a lot of you have experienced it. I've experienced this. If you go into something knowing that you're not prepared for it, then you're really, really nervous and you're kind of dreading it. So that's step number one. And like I said, I think that's probably pretty obvious to a lot of people. Be as prepared as you can for something that'll help you not worry about it so much. Now, the second thing, and this is really important and maybe not so obvious, and this is a technique I use all the time. If you have something, let's say it's on the 15th of the month that this thing is, right, that you're worried about. Schedule something for the 17th. Something like that. And it's going to be something fun that you're going to enjoy and you're looking forward to it. Now the key here is you need to schedule something after the thing that you're worried about. Now what that does is it takes your focus off the deadline. It takes your focus off this one point in time, because when you're worried about something coming up, it's like you can't think past it, right? You can't think further into the future because you're so focused on this thing coming up, like on this particular day. If you schedule something fun further down, like further away in the future, then it gets your mind past that deadline. Now, obviously, you don't want to think past it and then not be prepared. So that's why it's a two-step process, and they go in that order. Number one is be prepared. Number two is schedule something that's a little further out than this thing you're worried about. So to go back to my flight training example, I had this test like on the 28th, and what I did was I scheduled, I think it was on the 1st, just a few days away, I scheduled this hike that I was going to go on with my wife. And so we're going to drive out to some cool place, some beautiful scenic places. It's down in California, right, where the weather's better. But we're going to go out to this thing, and it's just going to be something I'm really going to enjoy, and I'm going to be looking forward to it. And again, the key there is I'm looking forward to something that comes after the thing that I'm worried about. So let's say you've got, an audition or a job interview, or, you're in school and you're taking some kind of a test. Whatever, whatever day that it lands on, put something on your calendar, schedule something for yourself that's just a few days later, right? So you have a little time to sort of, clear your head, but then you've got this thing coming up pretty soon after that that you're looking forward to. Oh, we've got a friend here. This is my mom's cat, Rusty. It's kind of interesting. He's actually from Oman, the country of Oman, and one of my cousins brought him over here, and now he lives in Washington State, where it's cold and wet, but he's doing pretty good up here for a desert cat. So anyway, guys, that's a technique that I use all the time when something is coming up that I'm sort of apprehensive about or worried about. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below, and also I would love to hear what you guys would like to hear me talk about as we go more into the future. The first Positive Mental Outlook video I did got a really good response, and I was really happy that so many people enjoyed it. So I'm definitely going to continue doing these, but I would love to hear what sort of topics and things you guys would like to hear me talk about. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you're having a great day. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you very soon.